So sorry about that. Is it clear now? There we go.
On your internet?
No. It is. Okay, Dandava Pranam Radhe Radhe. So we just had an interesting occurrence where suddenly Facebook said maybe someone's trying to hack your account or something. So we had to go through a series of fixes to come back to being able to use it. So hopefully everything's back on track now. We'll just double check here. It was very strange, it all just shut off. So please forgive us for that. And we want to continue again with that bhajan, glorifying Sri Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswamipada. Shuniyachi Sadhu Mukhe Bole Sarvajan, page 51 in Sri Gaudiya Giti Gucha. Oh, this won't even show. Okay.
The internet's down.
No, internet's not down.
No, you're not.
Oh, really? We're not using Radhavan there. Okay. Sorry. Please forgive us for that. That was a very strange thing. I've never ever seen it before like that. But these things can and do happen sometimes, I guess. Computer glitches. So I'll just keep this here. Okay. Oh, Balabhadra said that his internet just shut down also for like 5 minutes. It's a global shutdown. So, never mind global shutdowns. Bhajans glorifying Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami must continue. So we will continue. Shuniyachi Sadhu Mukhe Bole Sarvajan. Sudevi, did you update your password and all that? Okay, dear. Hare Krishna. Shuniyachi Sadhu Mukhe, Suniyachi. Shuniyachi Sadhu Bole Sarvajan. Jai Jai Nityananda Rohini Kumar, page 64. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Rohini Kumar. Amon Sachira Nandana Bine, page 70. E-M-O-N-A, Shachira, S-A-C-I-R-A, Nandana, N-A-N-D-A-N-A, Bine, B-I-N-E. Amon Shachira Nandana Bine, page 70. I want to do one that's a little bit different than most have ever heard, but I think it might be a little bit complex because I only know one tune for it. Actually, I don't. I'm looking here. Let's see, wait a second. Maybe I'm going to do Sanskrit for Krishna. Vande Girivara Dhara Pada Kamalam by Sri Govinda Das, Vande Girivara Dhara Dhara Pada Kamalam. Vande Girivara Dhara Pada Kamalam, page 346. Vande Girivara Dhara Pada Kamalam, Vande Girivara Dhara Pada Kamalam, Vande Manjulamani राधा कृष्ण प्राणमोर जुगल किशोर जीवनी मारनी गति आर नहीं मोर. Do you know the page? One, two, three. Page 123. 123. 123.
Hare
Shri Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Are we back? Hare Krishna. I think we're back.
I never said you went on this side.
Huh?
I think it might have just been on the other one.
No, but it's still circling. It's cycling. Did something come up on that?
No, Hanuman is off.
Yeah, but I'm not using Radha Hanuman.
Okay, then it should be fine. I was trying to talk. Yeah.
Okay. It's,
Don't worry, it must be fine.
did you go on to Facebook? On there?
Yeah.
It's
It's
Oh.
live on there.
sorry, it's still on here, but Radha Hanuman. Okay, sorry. Okay, got it. This one connects to Radha Hanuman. Just 1 minute, I will connect it to Kishori. Un momento, por favor. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Guru Varga ki jai, Nityanand Prabhu ki jai, Shachinandana Gaur Hari ki jai, Radha Vinu Bihari Ju ki jai. Oh, doesn't even give me the choice? Oh, I know why. One second. Radha Vinu Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Ramana Ju ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. But she's not always paying attention either, so if I have both of them going, it's better. It's, huh? Yeah, she's sometimes sewing for Thakurji or doing other things. So I'm just going to set up the Wi-Fi to connect to Kishori. Okay. All right. Jai. There we are. Okay, Hare Krishna. So it's still going? Yes. Okay, all good. Thank you. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Nama Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Nityanamine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nangayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times at the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam at the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And to our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga, and also to all Vaishnavas, past, present and future, including all of those who are present with us today, I offer my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Dandavat Pranam.
So we will continue today going beyond Vaikuntha. Before I begin, it's very interesting, so many things happening in Gopinath Bhavan. So, I'm just thinking about the nature of things in this material world, their temporariness. Srimad Bhagavatam tells us that everything in this material world is temporary, and from that perspective it is considered unreal in terms of our attachments to the things of this world. That includes our material bodies. That includes all information which is not transcendental. That includes any relationship which is not transcendental, meaning body-to-body relationship based on bodily conception of life. That includes attachment to all things, all substances, anything like this or this or this. All of it is temporary. And the nature of temporary things is that they cannot really fulfill something which is transcendental in nature. The nature of temporary things is gradually they break down, they dissolve, they turn to dust. And it is quite a lot of work to try to maintain and upkeep temporary things. And yet somehow we must do so. So I was thinking about that in terms of this human form of life. There's a speciality of this human form of life. compared to any other form. This human form of life is very important and very special, because only from the human form can one endeavor for perfection, can one endeavor for bhakti. In any other species of life, everyone or any species is simply absorbed in following their instinct. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending, survival, or enjoying too much if you're a demigod. But only from the human form of life can one actually make an honest endeavor. Now is the time to inquire about the absolute truth. Atato brahmajigyasa. Now is the time, because we have this human form with the human mental capacity. And only this human form of life affords one or gives one that opportunity. So, I was thinking about something. Before I came to Srila Gurudev, when I was younger, I used to have a fascination with hang gliding. You know, when you have this big kite that you kind of jump off a cliff with and you float around in the sky? Where we stay, when we go back to the USA, in California, there's a lot of people who jump off of these big cliffs and they fly around on these kites for hours and hours and hours. And so I used to have a fascination with it. I wanted to do it. But then after hearing from the lips of Sri Guru, from Vaisnavas and from Shastra, about how rare and valuable this human form of life is, I decided I wouldn't take those kinds of unnecessary risks anymore. Even climbing to the tops of trees, because I felt I had the strength to do such a thing. That if it felt even remotely dangerous, I would avoid that, because I have this human form of life. And if I give it up so easily, or stupidly, doing something stupid, if I take unnecessary risks, then what is the guarantee that I will get another one if I just throw it away and waste it? So Srila Gurudev would speak about these things quite often. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Labdva sadurlabamidam bahu sammavante manusyam artadam nityam abhihadhira turnam yate tanapate anuvrityavan vishaya khalu sarvatasyat. That we have this rare and valuable opportunity now. And some people think, I'll do it in a future life. I've chanted Hare Krishna at least once, maybe one Namabas, I'm sure I'll get a human form. We should not play Russian roulette with our opportunity. The reason our Guru Varga come and they try to impress upon us how important and essential it is that we take what they're giving now is because there really is no guarantee of what we will attain in a future life. If we're attached to our cats or our dogs, or our family members even, to such an extent, if one is completely absorbed in their loving affection for any family member, Krishna says whatever state of consciousness you're in at the time of death, that state you will attain. So you may gain a human form. A woman could become a man could become a woman, one may become a dog, or one may become a cat, or a cow. Just because one is taking care of cows, it does not mean that they won't take a birth as a cow in a future life, if they're absorbed or obsessed in that in this life. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Man mana bhalamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru, that one should always absorb their minds in thinking of Him. So how is one taking care of the cows? With attachment to Krishna or attachment to the cows? One should have attachment to Krishna in everything, in every situation. Then that activity can be seen as being Krishna conscious or connected to Krishna. Shuddha bhakti, sangha siddha bhakti, arop siddha bhakti. Some kind of bhakti should be there, but Krishna should be the focus. But we have this human form of life, and it's not worth it to take unnecessary risks with this human form of life if there's not a guarantee of having a human form of life wherein we will attain the association of pure Vaishnavas. If there's not a guarantee of that, this life we have received Sri Guru, we have received all Shastra, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the books of the Goswamis. We've received so much Harikatha. We've received Mahamantra. We've received the opportunity to come to the Holy Dham under the guidance of Vaishnavas. We've received Thakurji. We've received so many things that are favorable in this life. And so nowadays there's the opportunity to speculate and to take risks. I see it all over the place. Devotees who have the opportunity to remind us about Krishna are trying to remind us about whether masks are real or safe or not, or whether coronavirus is real or not. It doesn't really matter. What matters is if we can somehow or other focus our attention on Krishna, and that we should not take unnecessary risks with this valuable human form of life, which is the only form by which we can endeavor for perfection. So we can scour the internet and fight about or argue about whether masks are necessary or not. Your information is as valid as the next person's information because we have collected it all from the internet. But is it coming from a transcendental source? So whether one believes one thing or one believes another thing, it is all unreal. And if one is preaching that at the time of death, mask or no mask, virus or no virus, this won't keep one absorbed in Krishna Bhakti. So the purpose of this human form of life is the value that it affords us. And that is to somehow or other think about and remember Krishna and to engage whatever time we have left until this body is no longer able to house our soul, until it drops dead. Turnam yate tanapatit anumrityu yavan nishreyashaya vishaya khalu sarvatasyat. One should endeavor to make every moment successful, in that moment should bring us toward remembering and thinking about Krishna, about Krishna's devotees, about the pastimes of Krishna, and about those subjects that can increase our affection, our desire to love and serve Krishna. It's not that we should be foolish, it's not that we should be ignorant, but we should not waste our valuable time. And especially now, we have valuable time. Valuable time means at any moment, we don't know when is our last. Padam padam yadvi padam natesham. Bhagavatam says that there is danger at every step. Just today, some of the most famous people in the world, who are adored by billions, had claimed that they have been tested positive for a virus. And so they have checked themselves into the hospital. With this kind of thing, it shows how it doesn't matter what your position is, how many people love you, how famous you are, how many movies you have made, how beautiful you are, all of one's qualities in this material world that one may possess, their high birth, their wealth, their bodily beauty, their education, their position, their name and fame and all of this stuff, the degree to which one can enjoy Kanaka, Kamini, Pratishta, Labh, Puja, Pratishta, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri, all of these things. It doesn't matter. Prahlad Maharaj was telling to his friends that what will happen? Our destination is unknown if we are not absorbing our minds in Krishna. So we should try to always keep our minds absorbed in spiritual subject matters. Not that we are ignorant about what is going on in the world. We should be aware. It's not that we should be ignorant. We can be aware, but we should not focus our attention on all of these other things. We can focus our attention on Guru, Gauranga, Radha, Krishna, Harinam, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the sweet pastimes of Krishna. But also, we should be careful not to play this game of Russian roulette. Do you know what Russian roulette is? Don't everyone ever do it? Don't anyone ever do it, but basically, guns used to have chambers. Many chambers, maybe 6 bullets could fit. They would take all the bullets out except for one, and then they would spin the chamber, and then click, 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 and spin it again and click. It's a risk. It's unnecessary. Why should I do something stupid to waste this valuable human form of life, based on information one way or another that I don't really know the truth about. I have just read something online and someone sent me something that convinced me. And is it about Krishna? Is it about bhakti? Will it help me at the time of death? Is it really true, or do I just choose to believe it's true? We can accept what is coming from Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And this is also acceptance. I accept this as truth. As Srila Gurudev said, the Vedic version of the tides we should accept as truth. As Kurma Avatar, the incarnation of the Lord is breathing. His breathing has created the tides of the ocean. And Gurudev said we should accept the Shastric version as truth. So by this, we can understand that what is valuable and what is not. What is valuable to meditate upon and what is not. If I'm meditating on something that cannot help myself or others in bhakti, then what value will that be in my life? Later on in my life, I will look back and I will think, oh my God, what did I do? I wasted so much time. Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he writes many bhajans like this. Now in old age, I have realized that I have wasted all my time in absorption of material thoughts, material things, in so many lustful activities, and so many mayic activities. And now in old age, I'm not even able to engage in the process of bhakti. I'm not able to do the practices of bhakti. And so he's saying, look at myself. Now I am supplicating myself at your lotus feet. My Lord, please be merciful to me. I have wasted so much time. In the 4 rules and regulations that we have heard, which bring one actually to the platform of humanity according to Shastra. It's interesting how Shastra defines humans versus the material world defining humans. The material world defines human by our external features. Shastra defines human by those who accept Sanatan Dharma. Those who are accepting a process of faith or religion which aims at bringing one toward service of God. And some of the symptoms of humanity are Satyam Socham, always telling the truth. They are clean. Daya, they're merciful. They're truthful. So these 4 regulative principles that we have heard about. Don't eat meat. This is daya, mercy. To have mercy on those who are weaker than ourselves. We don't need to kill them. We can be merciful to them. So this is no meat eating, no illicit sex. This would be considered in the category of shocham. It's considered not clean. That's why in order to have children, one undergoes... I think someone's trying to get into your room next door. I hear a lock being picked. Huh? Okay. Shocham means clean. So these activities that bring one to the human platform. Satyam Socham, no intoxication, and no gambling. So gambling brings one toward untruthfulness. And truthfulness is the last leg of dharma. The last leg. There's still some truth left in Kali Yuga. Something. But we see that it is being eroded very rapidly. Actually, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, it's not being eroded. Kali personified is breaking the leg of Dharma the bull. He's smashing that leg. The last leg of religion is being broken in Kali Yuga. Kali personified is breaking that. And we see this even infiltrates the Vaisnava community, where so many devotees but still this lying tendency comes in order to cover this or cover that, lying and cheating. This is also symptomatic of Kali Yuga. So, no eating meat, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and no gambling. Intoxication makes one like mad. It also brings one into complete tamagun, where they're not even able to function properly. But the one I wanted to speak about was this gambling one. Srila Prabhupada said gambling also means wasting time. Gambling means taking unnecessary risks with this extremely valuable human form of life. So how are we wasting time? If we are not trying to absorb our minds on topics of Krishna, Krishna Bhakti, or related to Krishna, then we are wasting time. Because how will that help us at the time of death? Not really, it won't. And also, taking unnecessary risks. This is a gamble. Means I might easily give up my life by doing something foolish, like jumping off a cliff with a kite, and then the wind changes and I can collapse to my death. So this kind of thing is also gambling. Vaishnavas should not gamble. Our bodies are the property of Sri Guru, Gauranga and Radha and Krishna. And we should treat them as the property of Gurudev. Just like we have anything else that may belong to Gurudev, we should treat these bodies as the property of Gurudev. That this body is meant for your service. This body is meant for the service of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, of Radha and Krishna. So I will not take unnecessary risks with this human form of life. I will use it in your service. I am yours. That's what the meaning of that is. My mind, what is it? Tana mana jivana guru pade arpana. We say that in that bhajan, Guru Charana Kamal Bhajaman. Tana mana jivana. Tan means body. Man means mind. And jivan means life or soul. Guru pade arpana. I am surrendering at your lotus feet. That means from that point, this body is not for me to do with as I want. I should treat it very carefully as the property of Gurudev and use it in Gurudev's seva. I told you before that Srila Gurudev had said to us, that Srila Gurudev had spoken to us when we approached him about his comment that if anyone is always just absorbed in trying to make money, he said, then you should stay very far away from me. Thinking money, money, money. Stay far away from me. And I approached him with Sudevi, but very sincerely, Gurudev, we're spending 2 or 3 months a year trying to collect so that we can make our tickets to travel around the world. And he said, that is different because you were doing that for me, for seva. And so he put it in a different category. If we're just doing something for ourselves, our own material enjoyment, our own material life, then this is one thing. Just absorbing ourselves and making money and increasing our economic position and our material sense gratification. But if we're working hard for Gurudev, for his pleasure, for his seva, then this is service. And then he said, even your eating and your sleeping is for me. So if we are utilizing our energy, our life, and our mind, body and soul, everything in the service of Gurudev, then even our resting and our taking prasadam, this can be for bhakti, but also to maintain the body so that I can serve. I'm resting so that I can wake up in the morning with renewed energy and serve. So if that is our purpose and our function, if we put Guru and Krishna in the center, then everything that we do can be considered Krishna conscious. If Guru and Krishna are not in the center, then what are we doing? Then we are actually ourselves diverging from our real necessity, which is to awaken our nature of love and affection to Krishna. We're wasting time. And that time wasted, we don't know. Like Prahlad Maharaj said, then our destination will be unknown. So all of our gurus, all of our sadhus, all of our shastras, all Vaishnavas, all of our process of bhakti is simply to engage our minds. Kalam nayad akilam ityupadesha saram. The essence of all advice, according to Sri Rupa Goswamipada, which he put in the 8th verse of Sri Upadeshamrita, the nectar of instruction, is to, without cessation, 24 hours a day, complete one-pointed exclusivity to be in the association of Brajrasik Bhakta. Tat Tishtham Braje Tat Anuragi Jananagami. To be under the guidance of such a person whose heart is melting for Krishna 24 hours a day. Who is a Ragatmik Jan, an eternal associate of Krishna. And to do what in their association? To remember Krishna's names, to chant Krishna's names, to remember Krishna's forms, qualities and pastimes, and do sukirtan of them. Sukirtan anu. To always absorb oneself deeply in these subjects. This is the essence of all advice. But there it says, kalam nayed, without cessation, 24 hours a day. So we can check our pulse and see, how much am I absorbed in topics of Guru, of Krishna, of Bhakti in my day? And how much am I absorbing myself in topics of anything else? And then I can question, will those subject matters actually help me to develop my Bhakti? Or will they pull me away from Bhakti? Are they favorable for development of Bhakti? And would I engage in that subject in front of my Gurudev? This is something also to consider. Would I engage in my mind and my voice in these things if my Gurudev was present in front of me? How would I behave? Would I question my Gurudev? And then we can test ourselves based on this. And will this be favorable for my Gurudev, beneficial for my Gurudev, beneficial for my Bhakti? If we put all of these things in front of us, then we can see and know, okay, I've spent this much time today absorbed in mundane things. Would my Gurudev appreciate it? If the answer is no, inside, strongly, then we probably should avoid it. And if we don't avoid it, then we should know that we have separated or distanced ourselves from Gurudev and Bhakti to that extent. We don't need to make excuses for it. It's my condition, that's how I am. I'm so weak. I don't need to justify my own nonsense in the name of Bhakti. But I can know, and it's important for us to self-test, always. Srila Gurudev would always tell us to feel our own pulse. And it always came in relation to Bhakti, my development on the path of Bhakti, my absorption in the subjects of Bhakti, my practice of Bhakti. How much of my energy am I giving to Guru, Gauranga, Radha and Krishna? And how much of my energy am I giving to the material world? Then I can know where I am. At least I can have an idea. And then I can truly and honestly cry for help from Guru and Vaishnavas. Look at my condition. Even Mahaprabhu is saying, now Mahaprabhu, we know, he is completely obsessed with Krishna because he's in the mood of Srimati Radhika. But for our sake also, he's feeling that way because of his humility, but for our sake we can see where we're at. O my Lord Krishna, Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pitani Amitas Smaranena Kala Etadrishi Tapa Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Vidri Shamiha Janinanu Ragaha. O my Lord, you have invested all of your transcendental potencies into your holy names. At this time, even your holy names are more merciful than you are yourself. Your holy names can go anywhere. All of your Shakti, Nija Sarva Shakti, within his holy names. And then he said, only myself, due to my own great misfortune, Durdaivam, I have not developed any attraction to your holy names. We can also look at that verse and apply it to ourselves. What have I done? That I have no real taste for Harinam. I don't have any real taste for Harikatha. I have no real taste for Sadhu Sangha. I have no real taste to follow the instructions of my Gurudev. How lazy am I when it comes to the process of bhakti? And how much energy do I have for everything else? Then we can test our pulse, and from that point we can really cry out, O Gurudev, O Vaishnavas, Surupam Shri Rupam Sahagana Tasyagrajamapi. Oh, please help me. Lust, anger, greed, madness, envy, pride, all sorts of things are attacking me on this open road. And on my own I have no strength to fight them. O Gurudev, O Vaishnavas, O Rup Sanatan, O Goswamis of Vrindavan, please help me. Please come and conquer these enemies and take the place of pride in my heart. I will give over my own right to be on my throne, and I will place you on this throne. Please help me, and then accept my service. So this is a very important subject to always contemplate for anyone who is entering on the path of bhakti or devotion. As we're chanting these bhajans before class, I see it very clearly. I'm looking at it. My God, look at these prayers to the Vaishnavas. Kripa karo Vaishnava Thakur. How, with a deep mood of desperation, Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur is praying. But really, how we can apply that to ourselves. Look at my situation. And Bhaktivedanta Thakur always ends, Narottam Das Thakur always ends with a prayerful mood to the Vaishnava. Not only look at me, oh my God, I'm so hopeless, I'm so low. I have no hope. Look at my situation. My only hope is your mercy. Please help me. Help me. Look at my situation. I want to do anything else other than what is the thing that is best for me. I'm always trying to be independent from Krishna. I want to be the Lord. I want to be the controller. I enjoy seeing all of these things. What is my condition, O Vaishnava Thakur, O Gurudev, help me. Please be merciful to me. And then when Guru and Vaishnava stand in front of us, then we have to give over the rights. I am trusting you and placing my heart, my Atma, everything at your lotus feet. And I trust that you will give me the right prescription, the right procedure, how to absorb my mind constantly in the lotus feet of Krishna. How to apply my life to make it successful. Srila Gurudev was begging us, please make me happy. I want you to become happy. This is how he said, please make me happy by becoming happy yourselves. How? Chant your Harinam. Take shelter of this process of bhakti, then you can make me happy. So on this note, I want to continue with going beyond Vaikuntha. It was just a subject I was meditating on today. So before entering into this book, which is not just a book, it is a manifestation of the heart of our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and the heart of Sri Sanatan Goswamipada, the original compiler of Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, praying in the dust of their lotus feet with the verse of Raghunath Das Goswami to Sanatan Goswami, Vairaga Juga Bhakti Rasam Prayatnair Apayanam Mam Anubhikshamandam Kripam Vidirya Paraduk Duki Sanatana Swam Prabhum Ashrayami. Begging in the dust of the lotus feet of our Gurudev, the commentator, and Sanatan Goswami, the compiler, that may even a particle of their moods which are present within these pages manifest within our hearts. So now we're going to absorb ourselves in the pastimes of Krishna. Here Srila Gurudev is speaking about who will hear our prayers. We hear from this prayer by Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, Sad Anga Sharanagati Hoibe Jahar Tahar Prarthana Shune Sri Nanda Kumar. One who accepts the sixfold process of Sharanagati. That means that they've actually developed some Shraddha, firm faith and conviction in the process of bhakti, in Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. That is a very powerful symptom of faith, that they have strong conviction in the words of Shastra, in the words of the spiritual master. And also, Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kohe Sudrida Nishtoy Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. Simply if I engage in the process of bhakti to Krishna, that automatically all of my material obligations are taken care of. There's nothing left for me to do or to worry about. As Srila Govinda Maharaja would say, nothing to do, Baba, nothing to do. This is the definition of bhakti as given by all of those who understand Shastra. Shraddha Shastra. Vishwas Kohi means those who know the truth. Sudrida Nishchoy. Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. And the symptoms of Shraddha, or transcendental paramartic faith, are the symptoms of surrender, Sharanagati. Anukulyasya Sankalpa means naturally making a firm resolution that I will only accept in my life what is favorable for bhakti. Pratikulyasya Varjanam. And naturally, if I'm accepting what is favorable, I will avoid what is unfavorable. Rakshishyatiti Vishvasho. I will accept that Krishna is my only protector. Goptritve Varanam Tata, that Krishna is my only maintainer. Atmanikshep, Atmanic shape is complete surrender, surrendering your soul. Means giving up your independent mood. That I am Kishori Mohan, and I am, my own person. That actually I am nothing but the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, the beloved of the gopis. Gopi Bhartu Patakamleva Das Das Anudas. And Karpanya, the last one mentioned in the bhajan, was humility. Actually it came first. Dainya Atma Nivedana Goptritvevarana Avashyarikive Krishna Vishvasha Palana. But in the verse defining Sharanagati, it says Anukulyasya Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya Vajanam. The last one mentioned is Karpanya, deep humility. Because only from the position of humility can we actually approach the Supreme Lord. Can we approach Harinam? Trinarapi Sunichena, right? Only from deep mood of humility can one chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So, here, Gurudev is asking, who will hear our prayer? And even though there it said, Saranga Sharanagati, that person who takes to the sixfold process of Sharanagati, Sri Nanda Kumar, Krishna in Vrindavan, the son of Nanda Maharaj, will hear your prayer. How will he hear your prayer if he is completely covered by an inundation, a tsunami of prem? Radha Kundamiha Pigokulapate Premamrita Plavanat. A complete deluge of prem has completely covered Krishna. He's running in fear of the stick of his mother because he's stolen butter and fed it to the monkeys and his friends. He's such a naughty boy. She goes and chases after him. And he begins to cry. So how will this Krishna, who is so absorbed in those sweet pastimes and is covered by this love and affection to the point of being mugdata, completely not realizing that he's God, but thinking, I am the son of Yashoda and I've done something naughty and now I'm in trouble. Oh, Srimati Radhika has walked the other way. She's in Man. She won't even look at me. And somehow or other desperately trying to get her attention. Begging for her to give mercy to him. How is he able to do all of the other things at the same time? So Srila Gurudev said, yes, this Krishna is Mugdata and Sarvagya, all-knowing at the same time. Forget what? Oh, Mugdata means he's neglectful or forgetful, and Sarvagya means all-knowing, both at the same time. But how will that Krishna hear our prayers? So we came to the point where an ordinary person, or someone who has general God consciousness, this means Aishwarya Bhav, you are great, you are the Supreme Lord, you are the Lord of the universe, you are the controller of everything, you are the absolute truth. Yan Mitram Paramanandam Purnam Brahma Sanatana. All of these lofty titles, they will see that when Krishna is in Vrindavan crying, that he's maybe just putting on an act, but actually, he never really cries. He never needs anything. He's Atmaram, Aptakam, completely self-satisfied. There's no desire that he has outside of himself that cannot easily be fulfilled because everything comes from him, everything is for him. So this conception will be there, and they will not really believe that he can cry. Maybe he's performing a drama. But that person who is a Premi Bhakta, Srila Gurudev said, a Premi devotee will say that he is really crying. And this is called Mugdata. So Krishna is Mugdata and the devotee is also Mugdata. We understand that our Gurudev, our Guru Varga, Mahaprabhu, all of them, they know Krishna Tattva perfectly. Where have we heard it from? We've heard it from them. And yet, in that internal relationship with Krishna, where they are serving in praying, they don't think he's God. So Srila Gurudev would affectionately say that Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he came to tell you that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Which is true, we need to know that. And I have come to tell you that one day you will have to forget that. Which is also true. Because to be a Brajabasi, you cannot have this conception of him. That Krishna is God. It will disturb the rasa. It will be rasa bhas. It will be an incompatible mood. Anyone who has this mood cannot enter into Braj. So this mood will have to be given up if you want to become a real Brajavasi. Like Gurudev said, no real Brajavasi can ever think that Krishna is born in Mathura. Never. Never. No real Brajavasi can ever think that. They know that Krishna has come from the womb of Mother Yashoda. They can never think that he's born there. Otherwise, they're not really Brajavasi. So, for the purpose of preaching and for representing to a wide audience, the Vaishnavas may manifest all of these different conceptions. But internally, what are they doing? All of our Guru Varga, from Rupa Goswami, who are they? Gurudev established this point 1,000 times. Those who are followers in the line of Rupa Goswami, real Rupanugas, they are serving Srimati Radhika and Krishna, just as Sri Rupa in his maidservant form as Sri Rupa Manjari is serving. All of those coming in the line of Rupa Goswami, those true Rupanugas. It doesn't mean that they don't possess all of the other bhavs within themselves. Within that highest bhav also is contained the maximum of Vatsalya, the maximum of Sakya, Shanta, and every other mood. The extent of all of those other bhavs are within them. But what are they doing? They're serving Radha and Krishna in the Nikunjas of Vrindavan. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Kunja Bihari. In the Nikunjas of Vrindavan. So these personalities, they're not ordinary. And yet, they're serving there with complete mugdata. Means they don't even know that Krishna is God. And here, they're preaching that Krishna is God. Janmadya Shriyatunmayari Taritashtadesha Vidyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surya Tejo Varimidam Yata Vinmayo Yatra Trishargom Risha Dhamna Svena Sadari Nashtakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. All of these tattvas and siddhants they're giving to us. And then, when we begin to accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord, gradually they will engage us in more intimate seva, more intimate seva. And then when that Vishramba becomes so thick, then we will have to forget that Krishna is God, and we will only see Him as our dear, most beloved. As Srila Prabhupada said, the Brajavasis, they don't know that Krishna is God. Whether He's God or not, this doesn't matter to them. All they know is that they love Him. So here, Asandha, these are demons. Putana, Aghasur, Bakasur, Kamsa, or Narakasur come. Then this young boy named Krishna kills them. This is his quality of Sarva Shakti Mata, having all power. He is well known for this, and he is for this as he is for knowing everything. Sarvagita. So he's well known for killing all the demons, and he's known for all. What is it? Today from Hastinapur, an invitation to the Rajasuya Yajna has come, and tomorrow it will commence there. In the opposite direction, Jarasandha is causing a great disturbance, and it is necessary to kill him. We should do both things, but I can't understand how. So Uddhava in Mathura and Dwarka is Krishna's prime minister. So Krishna is asking him, you are a clever, intelligent man, my minister and friend. Tell me, what should I do? Should we go to the Pandavas' Rajasuya Yajna, or should we go and kill Jarasandha? Uddhav thought, look at this. Swayam Bhagavan. Radhe Radhe. Okay. Hare Krishna. Sorry about that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Maybe I have to just check this out. Okay, it's back on. It's not as good? Okay, so we're back on Radharaman. Please forgive me. So, Uddhava is a little bit interested. He says, look at this. Swayam Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord Himself, who knows everything and has all powers, is asking me, And it seems that he is really asking, not that he's just giving me respect. It seems that he is not just playing the part of a king, and that he's not just observing the formality of taking advice from a minister. Is Krishna really just observing this formality, or is he sincerely asking? It seems from looking at his face that he is sincerely asking me. Then Uddhava replied, O Lord, according to my consideration, it will be good if we go now to the Rajasuya Yajna in Hastinapur. We can accomplish both objectives with one action. For completion of the sacrifice, a horse will be sent off so that any king who wants to present a challenge may do so. And you and Arjuna can follow behind it. Please take Bhima also. Eventually that horse will arrive in the Magadha province of Jarasandha, and you can kill him there. Then the Rajasuya Yajna will be completed, and you can kill Jarasandha also. So part of the Rajasuya Yajna is this horse is sent everywhere. And it's basically a challenge. And so whoever wants to challenge, they will have to come to that yajna, or they will have to challenge and fight. So by this, the Rajasuya Yajna cannot, the sacrifice itself cannot be performed before this horse goes everywhere. So Uddhava is saying, as this horse is going, you can follow this horse, and then you can go to the Rajasuya Yajna. Krishna patted Uddhava on the back. He was very, very pleased. He could not make the decision himself. And when his Prime Minister gave such wise advice, he was very pleased. So Bhagavan is both Mukta and Sarvagya at the same time. This is not a fault. Rather, by his inconceivable potency, it is one of his qualities. So Gurudev is going to continue speaking about Krishna's Sarvagyata. It is stated in the Vedanta Sutra that all contradictory qualities are completely harmonized in Krishna. Viruddha dharmam tasmin nachitram. So this is what I was quoting the other day. I was reading it from Srila Prabhupada, that Krishna, by his nature, is such that all irreconcilable things are reconciled within him. This is the nature of God. And this is actually an aphorism of Vedanta Sutra. Viruddha dharmam tasmin nachitram. That all contradictory qualities are completely harmonized in Krishna. In Krishna, both Muktata and Sarvagyata are going on together. So his forgetfulness and his all-knowingness. For us, it's practically inconceivable. How can you be all-knowing and forgetful at the same time? It just doesn't seem like it's compatible. But within him, everything is harmonized. Now I need to learn that statement. Viruddha dharmam tasmin nachitram. If any human being says that they possess this quality, they are only a fraud. Did you get that? If any human being claims to possess this quality, then they are only a fraud. Krishna is all-knowing like this. Sarvagya. When the Rasalila starts, Krishna sees so many gopis, and they are all desiring that Krishna will be with me only. He will appease me only, and I will be the most fortunate. Krishna knows this, and he dances in such a way that it appears that between every two gopis is one Krishna, and he fulfills their desires. This is Sarvagyata. So he's aware of their feelings, their desires. He knows it, so he fulfills these desires. Sat Sarvagyata is not seen even in Ram or Narayan. Along with this, when Srimati Radhika disappears from the rasa dance, Krishna thinks, where has she gone? He doesn't know. He is Sarvagya, but still he becomes upset and cries for her. Just as Ramachandra really cries for Sita Devi, here Krishna is really crying for Radhika. So Sri Ram was actually really crying for Sita Devi. In this case, he was Muktata. He was manifesting this forgetfulness of his godhood. At that time, the consort of Mahadev, Lord Shiva, Sati, she was like why are you praying to him? He appears like an ordinary man. She was telling to her husband. He appears like an ordinary man, crying for his wife because she's been kidnapped. Even I know where she is. I know who kidnapped her. How can he not know? And why is he crying like this? And why are you praying to him as if he is Bhagavan? And Lord Shiva said, he is Bhagavan. He's performing his Leela. If you don't trust me, then you can test him yourself. And she's like, no, I trust you. So then Shiva went into deep meditation, and she decided to go and test Ram. So she took the form of Sita, and she stood in front of Ram, and Ram was crying, searching for Sita everywhere, even calling to the earth, if you do not return my Sita, I will destroy you in a moment. Return my Sita. Tell me where she is. He was crying to the trees and the creepers, asking everywhere, have you seen my Sita? And again, Sati was standing in front of him, exactly appearing like Sita, standing in front of him. And he kept turning the other way and crying for Sita. And she was like, what's going on? I don't understand this. And then at one point, again, she stood in front of him, and he folded his hands and said, oh, mother, please don't disturb my Leela. And she was like, ooh. And then that moment she had darshan. She saw that in every leaf, in every particle, every flower, every tree, everything, she could see Sita and Ram present everywhere. And then she realized, oh my God, this is Bhagavan. Now I've made an offense by testing him, and I've also made an offense by disobeying my husband, who is also my guru, and lying to him. So she was in a bad way. So she went back and she was very humble. And Mahadev said to her, so did you test him? She said, no, I believed you. I didn't test him. I didn't need to. You told me, so I believed. Again, she lied. First she said, no, I believe you. And then she went and tested anyway. Then again. Because of this, Mahadev, knowing that she took the form of Sita, who he sees as his guru and mother, he worships her as his divine mother and Sri Ram. So he didn't treat her as his wife anymore. From that point, he would only sit across from her in deep respect. You have taken the position of my mother, now you are like my mother. And she could not tolerate this. So between the aparads that her father Daksha had made to Lord Shiva, and also the aparads that everyone else made in that assembly, where they didn't stand up to honor Lord Shiva and defend him from the aparads of Daksha. They were all implicated by their silence. They were complicit in that aparad. She decided, I have no reason to maintain my body, having heard this aparad, and also because her husband would not treat her as his wife. She sat down in one place and gave up that body, which was a product of Daksha Prajapati. Subsequently, an amazing, fierce battle took place, and Daksha was severely humbled. But that's a different story. I was just talking about this aspect of Sri Ram. He was at that point mugdata, forgetful of his godhood, and he was crying for Sita, searching everywhere, in such a deep mood. But then when she came in front of him and was harassing him by testing him, this created some rasabhas, a disturbance in the mood, and then he manifested, oh, don't disturb my Leela, and showed all of his Bhagavata to her, manifesting in every atom in front of her. And then she realized, oh, what have I done? So Mugdata and Sarvagyata were both there. So here, Gurudev is saying, just as Ramachandra really cries for Sita, here Krishna is really crying for Radhika. We know that when Krishna was doing Rasa Leela with all of the gopis, one personality, Mahadev, wanted to witness this Rasa Leela. So he called out to his Gurudev Purnima. He wanted to enter, and she said, no other male form can enter. No male form can enter when Krishna is performing Rasa Leela, Parakiya Ras, with all of his gopis. So he said, how can I have darshan of this? She said, well, you cannot be in male form. Come with me. So she took him just next to Rangaji temple, pretty close to Govindaji temple. Just over there, there's a kund named Brahma Kund. And there, Purnamasi, dipped Lord Shiva in this kund, and he came out with a very beautiful gopi-like form. He did not enter into the Rasalila, but from a distance was watching through the bushes. Just as if anyone is looking through your window when you're trying to be intimate with your significant other, your spouse or whatever, and you feel some discomfort. Hey, something doesn't feel right. Krishna and the gopis were feeling something isn't right. Something is wrong. Some disturbing mood is here. So right there you see, they were absorbed in their pastimes, and suddenly you can feel the sarvagyata. Krishna is manifesting, oh, we know something. There's something which is disturbing this mood. So then they began searching everywhere. There must be some influence which is not favorable, or which is not in line with our mood. Some rasabas, some incompatibility. And they began searching everywhere, and they found one gopi hiding in the bushes. One gopi asked her, who are you? He was given a female form, but was not given the Ekadash Bhav, meaning the name, family, all of the, who is your husband, what's your father's name, where are you from, all of these different ideas. He only received the female form. So only having the form is not enough. Just as we see in Vrindavan and other places, there's a group of, we could say Apasampradaya or Sahajya, known as Saki Bheki. They dress up as women, as ladies, the men do, and pretend that they are serving Krishna in their gopi forms. But still they're men inside. So it's pretending like that, dressing up like that, but still it's not qualified. Even Lakshmi Devi has to take birth from a womb of a gopi to be able to be qualified to enter. And she still has not done so. To enter into Rasalila. Lakshmi Devi herself. What to speak of anyone else? Any male form. So male form dressed as a female. Mahadev even had a real female form at this point, but he still did not have the qualifications of the Ekadash Bhavs. So the gopis were asking, who are you? Where are you from? What's your father's name? What's your mother's name? What's your husband's name? Where do you live? He had no answer. They were like, are you dumb? Are you mad? What's wrong with you? Wake up, wake up. Gurudev, when he would tell this, he would laugh so much. He would laugh so hard. After some time, it said that so many gopis were asking the question that his cheeks became swollen and red. And then he began crying out, Purnima, Purnamasi, help me, help me. And she appeared on the scene immediately and then said, oh, this is my devotee, please be merciful to him. Lord Shiva. So that time, then Krishna and the gopis were merciful. And they gave him the position of being the Kshetrapal, Dhampal, the guardian of the Dham, that no unqualified person should enter, that he should remain on the outskirts and guard, that no unqualified person should enter. So before really entering into Vrindavan, the first place we go is Gopishwar Mahadev. This is how he received that name, Gopishwar. Why? The gopis are his Ishwar. The gopis are his Ishwar. Why? They definitely had the upper hand, literally and physically. They had the upper hand. And he was in a position of being subservient to them. And they have given him a seva, a service, that no unqualified person should enter and disturb our lila. So we see in this pastime that Krishna and the gopis, they realized some influences here which is unfavorable. They found that unfavorable influence, which was an incompatible influence, gave a lesson, then gave a blessing. And now, to this day, we approach Gopishwar Mahadev. Vrindavana Vanipate Jaya Soma Soma Mole Sanaka Sanandana Sanatan Naradedya Gopishwara Brajavilas Yunangri Padme Prema Prayacha Nirupadhi Namo Namaste. Vrindavana Vanipate, O guardian of Vrindavan, Jaya Soma Soma Mole, who has the moon on your head. Sanaka Sanandana Sanatana Naradedya. All these great personalities, the four Kumaras, Narad and so many, are offering prayers to you. Gopishwara, O you whose Ishwara are the gopis. Vrajavilasi Unangri Padme Prema Prayacha. You have the capacity, the power to awaken prema for the lotus feet of the divine, playful couple, Shri Shri Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, Braja Bilasi Yunangri Padme Prema Prayacha. Because of this, I am offering my Dandavat Pranam at your lotus feet. Nirupadhi Namo Namaste. I'm offering myself at your lotus feet and begging. If anyone can awaken this in our hearts, then we pray to them for their mercy. This is all included within Ekantik Bhakti. So, when we approach Gopishwar Mahadev, we come here, we go to him first. Please be merciful to us and awaken this praying for the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna in our hearts. You are the Dhampal. Please give us your mercy and your shelter and give us qualification for entrance into Vrindavan. We might come to Vrindavan physically, but do we have the qualification to actually enter? But by taking shelter of this form of Mahadev, Gopishwar Mahadev, which is said to actually be his original form as a gopi, who has received the blessings of Krishna and the gopis, and by that we will be able to enter Vrindavan. So time is up now. I just want to finish this one sentence. So here, Gurudev is saying Krishna is really crying for Radhika. If there's some influence which is not favorable or incompatible, then he will not. He won't be able to feel comfortable. But when his heart is comfortable, then he's able to fully feel and open that heart. When they reunite, he becomes hers only. She says, "Today you decorate my hair." That happened just next door in Sringarvat. From this he is known as Keshava, who is decorating the hair of Srimati Radhika. And taking a flower, he follows behind her. She says, "I'm unable to walk any further." And he takes her on his shoulders. All of these things are mugdata, means he doesn't remember that he's God. He's completely absorbed in his loving pastimes. This is the very pinnacle of both Ras and Bhagavata, Bhagavan's nature as the Supreme. This mood of serving Srimati Radhika, Gurudev is saying, is the very pinnacle of both Ras and Bhagavata. That he is actually Mugdata in serving Srimati Radhika. So we will end here with this beautiful, beautiful point and continue tomorrow. Srila Gurudeva ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Guru Varga ki jai, Gopishwar Mahadev ki jai, Shri Sanatan Goswamipada ki jai, Gaura Bhaktivedanta ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Rama
So thank you so much for being with us today and for giving us the opportunity to remember the beautiful teachings of our Gurudeva and our Guru Varga and for engaging us in our Guru Seva. We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow. Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.